On today's episode of Let's Grow Together, we're talking about fear. Let's dive in. But first, the intro. Welcome to Let's Grow Together. My name is Nick Monotadibus, motivational speaker and digital marketing strategist. And this podcast is all about helping you grow both in life and business. Let's dive in. Welcome back. I am so excited to talk about this topic, fear. Oh my gosh, what an interesting thing to discuss here. And the thing is, it's such an interesting topic because it is such a controller of our actions and so many things that we do. And that was why I really wanted to take the time to talk about this. I really wanted to take the time to talk about the things in our life that are holding us back and really the fundamentals of fear. And because when it comes to fear, there's no way around it. This is not something that you can go through life without fear. It is essential. It is a part of who we are as human beings to feel fear. It is what makes us feel alive. It is what keeps us alive in some essence. Okay? So when it comes to approaching our fear, it's not a matter of doing something in the absence of fear. It is in the matter of pushing through the fear. I love to use this example because if you know me well, I'm a superhero nerd. And so Green Lantern, if you know, he's the guy, he's got the magic ring. And basically his ring is controlled by will. And the opposite of will, often told in these stories, is fear. And so what's so interesting again about this is that humans are not fearless ever. There is no such thing of being fearless. It is the act of will, being willing to take action regardless of that fear, regardless of feeling that, oh my gosh, I'm shaking. I don't know what to do. And so I wanted to talk about some specific examples through my life that fear was just engulfing me so much. So I know I've shared this story before, but I've shared it on different platforms. But one thing when I first got started, okay, my first speaking event ever was 2016. I was 22 or 23, really just fresh out of college for the most part. Um, and I had the opportunity to speak at an event. And for me, it was a 20-minute speaking engagement. That's all I had to talk for. It was like 20-25 minutes, which at the time seemed like so long. It seemed like a lifetime, 25 minutes. Oh my gosh, I got to speak for 25 minutes. And, previously, prior to that, the only real experience I had speaking was in college, just at through presentations for school. I was in a competition one time for the Society for the Advancement of Management, which we got second place. I was the anchor, which was pretty cool. But at the same time, it was only a 5-minute presentation, and when we had given it, there was three judges. It was three people that we were performing in front of. So it's not like we're stepping in front of the stage. Here I am stepping in front of this audience, 150 people. Most of the people in the room are twice my age. And I remember just being in the back of the room, just so unbelievably scared, nervous. Like my heart felt like it was beating out of my chest, just like bum, 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 bum. Like just huge, fast. That was the okay example, but you get the idea of this feeling of just, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm about to do this. And like I remember one of my coworkers at the time, and he was just looking at me like, are you okay? You like, are you gonna do okay? Um, and I at the time, I think I was still confident in enough, like
in myself and that I knew the content. I mean, I was practicing it in my hotel room like right before, like multiple times. I mean, I had this thing borderline memorized with how much I practiced it. And so the thing is, when I was getting ready and I'm approaching and I'm scared, I wasn't going to let this fear hold me back from doing something that I knew was going to propel me in life. I knew that by stepping onto this stage, it was going to make me more valuable as an employee at the time. I knew that it was going to empower me to do more things like this in the future and really just gain new experience, even though I had never done this before. And here I am feeling like I'm getting thrown into this arena. I mean, these people paid money to be here. And here I am going up and speaking. And so for me, like having that fear, but willing to do it, so much happened. Like the reason why I love talking about this story is because me going on stage, me volunteering and being willing to go speak changed the course of my life. It literally changed everything because here I was, I get off the stage after the speaking and I am just filled with fulfillment and joy and just amazement of like I did it. I did it. And like that was just something that it's indescribable. Like I'm trying to think how I could properly discuss words that really what I was feeling and these emotions that I was feeling. But if you've been following my journey, you know that it did not stop there. This was the starting point. It was like, boom, here I am. I'm speaking on stage. And I knew at that moment that that was something that I was going to want to do, that I was going to want to do more and more and more. But had I not been willing to do it, to take that first step, I never would have found this amazing gift. That's because that's how I see it. I mean, not everyone likes speaking, but here I am, just like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is incredible. I get to go up there, I get to educate people, I get to help them in their businesses. I mean, how amazing is that? And again, just being willing to take that first step revealed these amazing new things. And I always share this too when it comes to like your habits or your business. We often want the how. How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? But the thing is, the how is not always going to reveal itself. We have to be willing to take the first steps. The action creates clarity. When we're willing to take those first steps, when we're willing to take those steps up the staircase, we realize that there are other ways to go. We didn't see those other pathways. We didn't see those other doorways because they weren't there before. And so it is when we take those first steps, when we're willing to take those first steps, even though we are scared, we do it anyway. And what's so interesting about fear, and I'll share another example, is it's not the actual action that is scary, like when we're doing it. When I was up there, I was not scared. I was just in the present moment, fully immersed in what I was doing. And so another example of this is I went skydiving. I think it was somewhat around the same time, maybe like 2018, somewhere in that range. And what's so funny is that when it comes to skydiving, you're scared of the actual, jumping out of a plane. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm about to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. And if you've never gone skydiving, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's an exhilarating, amazing, like life-changing experience. And so for me, I'll never forget like being in this plane. It was this tiny little plane. You couldn't even stand in it. There was enough to fit, four people and then the pilot. So five total. And so, we're going up, and I again just like am so scared. And it was funny because I was looking at my friend Dan, and he's scared too. He's got this like straight laced face. And for me, like I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. I just thought it was the funniest thing. And what I kept saying too is what I realized is like I am covering my fear with laughter. And when it came time to like go, it happened so fast. Like it was all of a sudden, my friend, I just see him like fly out the door. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gone. And then it was my turn, and it just happened so quick because they're like, boom, when one person goes, you're trying to get out at the same time. There's a certain window. And so it happened so quick, but all of a sudden it's like I'm walking up there, they're like, do this, and I'm just like listening, stick my foot out. Oh my gosh, next thing you know, we're falling. We're flying down the sky. Oh my gosh. And I just remember screaming like, ah, this is amazing. Oh my gosh. So I'm screaming my head off, just like, oh my gosh. But here's the thing again, the fear is gone. All I'm thinking about is, oh my gosh, this is amazing. We're flying, we're just going down, and then, as you're falling, then boom, the parachute goes off, and then you're just floating. And it's like this blissful feeling to go from exhilaration to just like peace and calm. And the thing too, again, it's like all of the things leading up to this. I mean, days before being nervous, days before feeling the fear. But here it is I was just fearing the actual act. But then once you do it, the fear goes away. Once you're in the moment, the fear is gone. The only way to get through to stop fear is to go through it, to push through it and do it regardless of that fear. Be willing to have that power, that will to do it, because you know that this thing is going to be beneficial for you, that you are going to get to the other side of it. You're going to accomplish this regardless of that fear. And that was part of it for me too, because I knew I was horrified. I knew I was so scared to do this. But again, wanting to expand my mind, wanting to expand my thoughts of being willing to do something that challenged me in a level that I had never been challenged before. Stepping into that, stepping out of that, I should say, onto that platform and down, 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 down through the sky. And so, the more that we can think about the things in our life, and again, we don't have to be jumping out of airplanes to be fearful, or to go through our fears. I'm not saying, a disclaimer, go jump out of a plane right now. If that's not something that you want to do, then that's fine. But often in our lives, we are choosing to either make a decision out of fear, which if you've ever made a decision out of fear, it never works out, or we're not doing something because of fear. And we cannot let fear control our lives. You are in control of your own destiny. You are in control of your own life. To take this opportunity and to rise through it, to push through it, because your vision, your goals are greater than your fears. And that's where that will comes in. Being willing and understanding that your will is stronger, your desire to want that better life for yourself, that desire to push yourself in your business and your life is greater than that fear that we have. Because some of the greatest things in life happen when we are most scared. But if we're willing to take those steps, we're willing to step into the light, we're willing to step through. Once we push through, amazing things happen every single time. When you're willing to push through, when you're willing to, you are going to learn. I guarantee that. Now, they do say in skydiving, if at first you don't succeed, don't skydive. But in most of the things at life, when we're doing something that challenges us, something that's scary, if we fail, it doesn't matter because we were still willing to do it. And that feeling that you're going to have, that you were willing to do it, regardless of that fear, regardless of the outcome, being willing to step into that light, being willing to shine, being willing to take that step out there through your own fear has an immense impact on your own being. It is so, so powerful. Another example I have is the first time I ever posted a video. Man, what a funny thing to think back on now, because I have made so many videos, I've lost count. It's like ridiculous. But there was a time where that wasn't the case. And for me, I'll never forget, because again, it was like 2016, being nervous about even posting a video. And I've talked about this example before, but I was so nervous because I was so worried about the fear of judgment, the fear of what people will say. But here's the thing, like, people are going to judge you regardless. They're going to judge you no matter what. Whether you post a video or you open up on social media and share your truth, people are going to judge you no matter what. You share a picture of yourself on the beach, people are going to judge you. It's just it's just part of the process. Like, that's just people's natural tendencies to judge people. But the thing is, like, who cares? Oh my gosh, who cares? Can we stop? Can we stop worrying about what other people think of us? Because there's only one thing that matters. One thing that matters is what you think about yourself. It's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing. And if you know deep in your core, deep in your soul, that this is something that you want to do it. Take action. Take that step forward. Do something that scares you, regardless of what the expectations or the outcomes, regardless of what people may think or what people may say. It doesn't matter. It's an incredible and exhilarating feeling when you just do the thing that you are scared to do. Just being willing to take that step, just being willing to put yourself out there has an immense value in your growth. Because for me, again, taking that first step and posting that first video, just it excelled me forward, because at that moment I was accepting that I didn't care what people were going to say about it. I didn't care. Maybe I cared a little bit, but I did it anyway. And that's the point. Like, that's the point. Again, okay, I'm not like a superhuman here. All right. I still have, fears of judgment. But the point is that I don't let that hold me back from taking action and putting myself out there. I try and do everything from the essence of my being, just through and through, putting myself out there, open book. Here I am, open chest. And when we start to do these things, when we start to be willing to open ourselves up, when we're willing to take the action, when we're willing to push through that fear, amazing, amazing things begin to happen. For me, I'll use another example. When I moved to San Diego, because I haven't talked about this too much, when I decided to move here, I was petrified. Like, so much that it caused me to be sick for like a week and a half, like 2 weeks. I had an upset stomach, and I knew exactly why. I was just so scared. I was so scared that it was literally making me ill. But the thing was, like, nothing was going to stop me from doing this. I was not going to let the fear stop me. Now, to be fair too, like, a big part of this is like looking at the outcomes, like the possible things that may come, the possible things that may arise from this. Like, all right, I moved to San Diego, and then what? I have to move home? Okay. If that happens, that happens. Whatever. My business fails, whatever. At least I tried. Well, at least I did it, because at the end of the day, what are you going to regret more? The fact that you tried and failed, or that you never tried at all. And it's such an interesting topic of like regret, because that was my whole thing. That's been like a driving force for me in so many of the things that I've done, is that I didn't want to regret not living up to my potential. That's my greatest fear. My greatest fear is not living up to my truest and fullest potential. And so that drives me every day in knowing that I can be more, I can do more, to live to my fullest potential, to do things that even I didn't think I would be willing to do, to step out and talk about things that maybe I didn't think I was ever going to be able to talk about. Because at the end of the day, when we're sitting on that rocking chair and we're hopefully have lived a full life, you know, I plan to live to 100. So we'll say I'm 101, sitting on this rocking chair outside my home and just thinking, I did it. I lived my life without regret. I did the things that scared me. I did the things that challenged me. I did the things that made me step out of my comfort zone. And because of it, incredible things happen. And so when you look at that rocking chair and that's you and you're sitting in this chair, take a moment to picture it. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. If you're not driving, maybe close your eyes and really just picture yourself right there. Picture yourself in that rocking chair. What are you thinking about? What is that thing that that's been holding you back? What is it that you need to let go of to be your truest self, to fulfill into your greatest purpose, to become who you were meant to be? What is it that is holding you back? What could you do today to take that first step forward, to open doors, to open new hallways, new staircases by taking that first step? Because here's the thing, death's coming. It always will be there. It's a part of life. Fear is a part of life. There is no running from fear, no matter what. If you have children, I don't have children, but I got to assume there's a lot of fear with having kids and worrying about them, making sure, hoping that they're safe, hoping that they are going to make the best decisions. But at the end of the day, they're not. They're going to make mistakes, just like you have, and they're going to learn from them. And we can only do our best to teach all of the people around us to hopefully learn from the mistakes that we've made. But that's just part of it. Because so often the fear is from the fear is really just of failure and judgment. It's like, oh my gosh, come on. Do we want to live like that? Like, ask yourself, really. Like, do you want to live in a world where you're worried about what somebody else is going to say about you? Because there's another side of this too. There's another side of this, that when you start to do things that you're scared of, you have the power to impact those around you. You have the power to make a difference, because when I shared this quote somewhat recently from Coach Carter, and the quote is, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is not our darkness, but our light that most frightens us. You playing small does not serve the world. There is no enlightenment in shrinking yourself down so that others won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated by our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. This quote is so powerful when you really break it down and you look at the different pieces of what it is that I'm saying. When we are willing to step into the light, when we are willing to shine, like all of us are meant to do, we give other people permission to do it as well. Other people permission to step out and do what's possible. I've seen this. I've seen this with myself. I've seen what I've done and what the people around me started to do, because it gives them permission. It gives them opportunity. It's like, if they can do it, I can do it too. If they're willing to step out and be fearless and take action regardless of fear. That's really what fearless is. It's being courageous, and being courageous that your mission and your impact and your desire to make a difference is greater than anything else, greater than any of those things. And that's how we're able to push through. That's how we're able to get to this next level, is through that will, through that desire of taking action, of getting that goal, achieving our goal. So I'll leave you with this, okay? When it comes to your goals in your life, just ask yourself, what would you regret not doing? What is possible that you would regret not doing? And what is the first action that you can take to make that happen? And it can be so simple. It can be so simple. For me, it was just like, hey, I just like posted a video, even though I was scared. It was just, I wanted to talk about, what I was learning, because it was helpful for me and I wanted to help other people. I wanted to make an impact. I still want to make an impact. That's a driving force for me, is really helping people on a deeper level. And being able to do that, being able to step out, and the thing is, if you want to help other people, it starts with you. And when you're willing to conquer your fears and you're willing to take those steps, you will empower those around you on a level that you never thought possible. It's truly, truly incredible. So determine what it is that you need to let go of. Whether it's letting go of judgment, letting go. Let go of that thing that's holding you down. Take those bricks off your shoulders, and you will float inches off the ground until you can fly. Not literally, obviously, but you get what I'm saying. Come fly with me. It's a beautiful thing. I hope this message was helpful. It's something that I am seeing is just such an important topic to discuss, that I just felt like I needed to talk about it. And so thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Let's go out there and crush it. Tackle our fears. Do the thing that scares you, and watch what happens. Take care. Have an amazing weekend, whatever time you're listening. And remember, let's keep growing together.
Wait, one more thing. I would first like to say thank you. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed this message, please take a moment to write a review. By writing a review, it helps people find this message and helps me help more people. And if you really, really liked it and you think this message could help someone else, take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, and please tag me at Nick J. Boni, NickJBoni, so I can show my appreciation. for you. We can all win by helping each other grow. Thank you. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.